Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. This Wednesday we'll be reading from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the Panchama Veda, English, page number 878 and Bengali 949. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he was in Calcutta, Shampukur, in the North Calcutta. And there the devotees, they started coming, gathering. That was actually the beginning of the Ramakrishna mission. Sri Ramakrishna, he knew that he is going to give up the body and he will go back to his divine abode. But before that, he was organizing wonderfully the balancing between the monastics and also the householders. The householder devotees, they were also coming, and some young boys who were not having any desire to be like a householder, so he was organizing them. That took a final shape in Kashipur, but here it began. So Narendra and all others, they started coming, they were participating, and then two different ways we can see they were serving the God. Until now, the same thing is going on. Those who renounces the hearth and home and their families, they come and become the monks. So they stay in the ashramas and serve the God directly, physically, and the others, the householders, indirectly they come and then they serve from distance by providing the resources, donating money, and coming and helping this group. So this way it was the wonderful organizing. But what was the occasion? Sri Ramakrishna is sick, God is sick. So that was the occasion. So all they are coming to serve him. Anyway, let us begin with this stotra, and this is a wonderful the way that Sri Ramakrishna organizing. We will enter into that discussion now again. Let us chant Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kabi Virilitam Kalmashapaham Sravana Mangalam Sri Madatatam Bhuvi Grinanti E Bhurida Janaha. The God, now he is showing that he needs services. And those who come to serve the God, they are free from the God's terrible, powerful Maya. So that Maya, when we are overcoming the Maya, and by that way we are going towards God, so obviously this thing is happening in this particular place. We know that last time the Narendra, he was singing. When he was singing, people, they liked it, and then afterwards it happens in this way. The singing was over. Dr. Sharkar sat there almost spellbound. After a time, with folded hands, he said very humbly to Sri Ramakrishna, "Allow me to take leave now. I shall come again tomorrow." Sri Ramakrishna, "Oh, stay a little. Girish Ghosh has been sent for," pointing to Mahima. "He is a scholar, yet he dances in the name of Hari." One who is a scholar and also a rich man, particularly the person that Sri Ramakrishna is indicating, the Mahimacharan, he was also well-off person. So obviously, there'll be, why should I dance? That the young boys and they should dance like that. But no, he dances in joy in the name of Hari with all, before all, because he is not having any body consciousness. And whenever I am concerned about my body, or how should I do, that means the ego is acting. Why Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning? That he is a scholar, at the same time, he dances in the name of Hari. He has no pride. No pride, no ego. So he becomes very, very ordinary in the word, if you use it, very, very ordinary. And because he is not having any pride, and he dances, he is a scholar, yet he dances in the name of Hari. He has no pride. He went to Konnagar just because we were there. So whenever Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is going, other devotees are going, there will be the bhajan, there will be the discussion on God, Sri Ramakrishna will speak, and he loved it. And he is going to Kannag. In those days, it was so difficult. Friends, I was just reading a very wonderful article. It has been published in the Ananda Bajar, a Bengali newspaper, published from Calcutta. The one gentleman, he has given how was the roads. And this is really, really interesting to know. Even at the time of Sri Ramakrishna, Calcutta was not much advanced. Only in 18 sometime, I have forgotten exactly the date, a few roads were paved with the stones, that much. And mostly it was just muddy road. In the time of the rain, it was terrible. And the open nalas everywhere, it was really, really very difficult city. So in that condition, he is going to Kunnagar. It is far away, in those days at least. Now it is nothing. It takes hardly half an hour, 1 hour. But in those days, he went over there. Of course, they used to take the boat. And he went over there. Why? Only because Sri Ramakrishna is going over there. He will be talking. So he wants to hear, he wants to talk. And I should listen to it. That shows my devotion. When Lord Krishna decided to give up his body after his mission, then that story many of you know, we have discussed in while we were reading the Bhagavata. Everybody was scared because they knew immediately after Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the Kali will enter. And they wanted to avoid the influence of the Kali. So they came to Sri Krishna, and Sri Krishna was giving them different advices. One of his very close friend, at the same time a devotee follower, the Uddhava, he asked, and then Sri Krishna was going on telling him, you do this, you do that. In one point he was saying, you increase your sattva guna. You know, the Hindus, they always believe that, and it is proved also, that there are good quality, very divine quality, sattva. Then there are good quality but mixed with ego, raja. And there is no good quality at all, completely opposite, and that is called tama. This tamaguna is the symbol of Kali Yuga. Majority of the people goes into tamaguna. They are egoistic, they are ignorant, they don't understand things properly. They always misunderstand and misinterpret, and their whole idea is the body. So this body should be nourished, this body we should enjoy. So that is called the tamaguna, and the tamaguna is the symbol of the Kali Yuga. Then the Bhagavan Sri Krishna told the Uddhava, you increase your sattva guna. And when he asked, how I will know that I am increasing my sattva guna? Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, when you will feel attracted to visit my holy places, and you'll be happy to listen about my talk, you'll be happy to discuss about me, you'll be happy to meditate on me, remembering me, taking my holy name, you'll be happy to take my holy name. Know for sure that your sattva guna has increased. So I tell our devotees, see, we, at least millions and millions of people, they do not care about religion. those who are, most of them, we are sorry to, at least to our understanding, groping in the dark, not knowing what is true religion. But there is no sincerity also, whatever it may be. A few only we are coming. That means somehow, with the blessings of God and our good effort, sattva guna is increasing. We should be careful about it. And we should not let it go. We should go on increasing this sattva guna. So, Sri Ramakrishna mentioning to the doctor, indicating that Mahima, a man of knowledge, he is a scholar, at the same time a rich man and well established in the society, people know him. But he dances in the name of God without any pride. And he goes to listen to the talk wherever Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna goes. He is wealthy, he is free, he serves nobody. He is not doing any job, he is under no one. No one is dictating him. And he is not answerable to anyone. That means he was a landlord sort of person, he was free. And then pointing to Narendra, he is asking, what do you think of him? Narendra was hardly 17, 18 years young man, though his father was a famous lawyer, and they were, in those days, they were really, really rich people. But still, Dr. Sarkar was not knowing that way Narendra. But he came and he met this young boy in the company of Sri Ramakrishna. He heard his singing. So when Sri Ramakrishna asked him, he said, excellent boy, excellent. Then the master pointing to a devotee, and him, who is this devotee? This is the recorder of the conversation. This is Mahendranath Gupta. So he was hiding himself. He never mentioned about his name. So sometimes he mentioned aim and sometimes a devotee. So he pointing to a devotee means the Mahendranath Gupta, our master Mahashaya, and him, the doctor says, splendid, the excellent, splendid. All these, the wonderful words he is applying for the devotee. Then Mahima Charan. It can be no means be said that one knows philosophy unless one has read Hindu philosophy. Now Mahima Charan, he was a scholar, and naturally he was, of course, and the Hindu philosophy, the 6 systems of Indian philosophy, and of them the Vedanta, the unique philosophies are there. The majority, they don't have that way of philosophy, they have the faith and some of the dictations, the dictums that they have received. On the basis of that, the religions are there. Here the philosophy means the 3 questions they have wonderfully answered. One is, who is the creator? Second is, what is this creation? Third, what is the relation between the creator and the creation? These are the 3 answers that one philosophy should give. Darshana, you can see, you can understand, you can analyze, and you can realize. So that is called darshana. Obviously, he was proud of that, and he was telling, European philosophers do not know the 24 cosmic principles of the Sankhya philosophy. A very minute way the Hindu philosophy goes. He was telling Europeans, they don't know, they cannot even grasp them. Sri Ramakrishna smiling. What are the 3 paths you speak of? Do you notice that Sri Ramakrishna, he knew the doctor, he was not very much aware of the philosophy, spiritual life and all that. Slowly, slowly, he was understanding that, accepting that, appreciating that. So here the doctor was there, but when the Mahima, he was speaking about the naturally, doctor was feeling embarrassed. He also never knew about it. Majority of the people, they don't know though they are Hindu, though they are Indians, but they don't know the Indian philosophies. So when he was speaking about that, they are doctors, engineers, they are successful in their profession, but as because they do not know that, they may feel embarrassed at that moment, Oh, I don't know about that. So Sri Ramakrishna, he is stopping that conversation, but engaging this person in other way, appreciating him too, that so he is mentioning. So this very subtle way, he is handling the devotees. Friends, this is the most important thing in Sri Ramakrishna. He is appreciating all the devotees in their own places, wherever they are, and then helping them to grow in spirituality from that point, from that standard. He is not denouncing anyone, is nothing like that. He is encouraging them. This person, Mahima, he was having money, he was having the social status. At the same time, he was knowing the philosophy. So he was having his different type of pride. So Sri Ramakrishna knew it. So he is utilizing that, allowing him to speak about the knowledge. So he was telling, what are the three paths you speak of? The Mahima, the path of Sat, which is the path of knowledge. Next, the path of Chit, of yoga, of Karma Yoga, which includes the duties and functions of the four stages of life. And the last, the path of Ananda, the path of devotion, the static love. What are the three paths? Sattva, Raja, Tama, he mentioned. But paths, usually, the Indian tradition, there are three ways. In America, they will call free way. The free way, in India, they call Rajmarg. Because in India, Raja was the main. So the road, the path that the king used to use, so that is called the Rajmarg. Or the path that is leading towards the king's palace. So Rajmarg. So that path, what is that? God is there, and three approaches. One is knowledge. What is knowledge? Understanding the reality. What is the reality? There is only one consciousness, and all others that we see, we are living with, is nothing but the reflection of that reality, but not true. Unfortunately, we take those reflections as truth, as real, and try to grab those things and try to get joy, happiness out of that. But we always fail. But again we try, again we try. It is like trying to catch one's own shadow. When I am running to touch my own shadow, shadow is also running, because it is my shadow. When I am running, shadow is also running. I am trying to touch my own shadow. It will be impossible. The more I run, the more faster is the shadow. So obviously, if we understand that, what he will do, he will be completely, or she will be completely withdrawn. What does it mean? Just living the life. All the places, as because we are having the body, we need a shelter, we need clothing, we need food, we need little company, but at the same time we are not attached to all this. Whether people will appreciate me or they will criticize me, it doesn't matter, because it's nothing. So that is a wonderful path, but very difficult to practice. As because we are under the influence of the Maya, which gives us ego, and we go on thinking that I am, and this is my body, and the body is related with this family, the family related with this society, with this language, with this religion, with this country, and its culture. So by that way, I am bound in so many different ways. And we go to fight for our country. Of course we should do, to protect ourselves, but those who understand this truth, they will withdraw from every action. Now some people, they say, if we all practice this, then our enemies will destroy us. Of course, But you know, it is not so easy to practice this. Only handful they can practice it. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye. In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna mentioning that. Among the millions and billions of this human population, sometimes some people, very, very little, minute that number. So they, small number, they try to realize God. Among that, those very small group, truly they like to realize God. Majority of the people, they call on God for a protection. And when that protection is there, they are good, they forget about God. So that is not we are not discussing about them. But only those who really, really try to understand God, what is this, so their number is very, very less. And among those, only hardly, maybe one or two, they will realize God. It is not so easy, very difficult. So the path of knowledge is the toughest path. But that is the path, of course, valid path. Shankaracharya and many others, they travel through that. And secondly, it says Chit. He is using Sat, Chit, Ananda, these three words. These are the indication of the Brahman, the consciousness. And you know, this is not the someone came and told, this is the regular experience. And we can right now understand that when we think why each and every being, right from an ant up and one dinosaurs, all they like to live. No one like to die. Forget about the human being. Among the human beings, no one wants to die. So obviously, everywhere, same the quality. How it is possible? That means from the same material, we are created. We like to live. This is called Sat. Sat means existence. So the creation, the creator, is eternal. Hence, we also feel like to be eternal. So Sat. Then comes the path of Chit. Chit means knowledge. We are curious. We like to know ourselves. We have examined this external world. Now we are closing our eyes and going within ourselves. Who am I? That was the question. And they wanted to analyze. I am not this bone structure. I am not this mass. I am not the blood or these or that. No. I am not this body. Body is made of something, the five elements are there, but that is not me. Then who am I? If the body is not me, am I the mind? No, mind is also constantly changing. That which changes is going to be destroyed, obviously. So I am not mind too. I like to know. So they go on digging and searching for the answer. And third, each and every one of us, we like the joy, ananda. Whatever we do for the happiness, we do for the joy, we do it for ananda. So what is this ananda? Now there are different grades of ananda. Obviously, the joy that we get from these objects of this world. I love ice cream. I am taking an ice cream. I am happy, but very temporary. I love sweets. I eat sweets. Then doctor comes and says no more. So this way, there are all limitations are there. So where I will get the ananda, and I like to live in that. So they say you have to go to the source. Our source is eternal. In Sanskrit, Sat. Our source is the source of knowledge. The knowledge means jnana, chit. And then it is the repository of ananda, the bliss, the happiness. So Satchidananda. Now this Mahimacharan, so he is using this Satchidananda, these three the words, and he is using that for the three paths. One path for knowledge, Chit path for the yoga, karma yoga. And he says, that is his opinion, and correctly is mentioning, duties and the function of the four stages of life. So this is very, very important. In the modern times, the majority of the people, they demand for this is, as because the democracy, I have every right. You have right, of course, but you have duties too. So we forget the duty. We think somebody else will do it. When I am throwing the trashes on the here, there, everywhere, and we expect that my path, my place should be neat and clean, who is going to clean it? So obviously, the responsibility and duty, it goes hand in hand. If you are responsible, of course, you are having the demand. Yeah, I want it. So you are paying the taxes. You are also maintaining all the rules and regulations. You are maintaining that your duties, functions, as if you are the teacher or a professor or a scientist or an administrator or a doctor, engineer, and in the armed forces, wherever we are, we take an oath, and we always should be dedicated to that oath. Now, I have taken this oath and I must follow that. So when we are doing that, then the society will be wonderful. And everybody is thinking, it doesn't matter if I break, all people will be following, and I expect one should follow that, only I should not. There will be chaos and the suffering for everyone. So that duty and the responsibility and the four stages of life means, in the student's life, no question of involving in anything. You must learn, learn and learn. Otherwise, without learning, if you live in the human society, you are going to be the liability for that society. But if you learn and then give back whatever, you are a plumber, an electrician, a driver, a very good cook, and a doctor and professor, whatever, so many. We need so many different types of the professions. So if we learn that properly, I can contribute that to the society. And when is the learning time? Students' time. So they gave the name Brahmacharya. The Brahmacharya means he will never look here and there. That's why they used to send them to the Guru Griha, in the house of the Guru. And they used to live along with the Guru. Of course, the number was less. So they used to live maybe 15, 20 people, including Sri Krishna, including Rama, all the way into the Guru Griha. And they were the children of kings even then. So they learned in that way, and they understood each other. They lived with different type of the category boys and girls, and they understood that there are different types of people are there. So by that way, the knowledge, it is very important. And that time, no opinion about the society. What is happening, it is not your duty. Then comes afterwards that your participation in the society. Of course, you are free. And that time you are called Grihastha. The Brahmacharya, Garhastha. Garhastha is a very, very important position, because this is the householder who are supporting the whole human edifice, whole human tree. All the retired people depending on these people. And those students, they are depending on these people. The society completely depending on these people. The householder's life is a very important life. Now we have forgotten. We are thinking just with the fun. The man and woman, not like that. And this, you are making the human society, when you are marrying, is a responsibility that I am going to give the best members of the human society. The children means the members of the human society. My children, I am contributing to the human society, and they will be really, really good assets of the human society. That is the contribution of the parents, of the couples. A little fun here and there is okay. So you are dedicated for the service of the motherland. That's Swami Vivekananda said. So that way, if we understand, that is the duty, that is the responsibility, that we are supposed to learn in the students' time. We forget all those things and little bit of this knowledge and that knowledge, and then all this chaos come. And he is mentioning karma yoga means this. And third stage, after the retirement, this is a very, very wonderful period for personal life. Now the preparation for the husband and wife, we have done everything that we could do, and now it is my time, our time. They should go to different holy places, spend time with the holy people, reading the holy books, and slowly withdrawing the mind from the society that they gave to the society, and preparing for the final stage that is called sannyasa. Each and every one has to enter into the sannyasa. Whether you like it or not, whether you want it or not, you have to. Why? You have to give up. Sorry. When we are thinking in that way, then what happens? Oh, I am ready for the final journey. I came from God, I am going back to God. I came from the infinite, I am going back to the infinite. A drop of water which was created through the vapor of the ocean's water, and then it traveled so much, then ultimately it is going and merging with the ocean. That is its final journey. So it says in this way, and he says that, and last is the path of devotion, ecstatic love. That is called Ananda. And the path of devotion is full of happiness, full of joy. Why? I am living with God, in the company of God. I am talking with God, cooking for God, preparing everything for God, even sweeping, cleaning, all for God. And God is always nothing but love. I don't see people, I see gods. So that is the path of Ananda, he was telling. Then he commented, that is a very important comment. Those who are followers of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, they will be really, really liking it. He mentioned, you are adept in all three paths. You can speak of them all with authority. This is jnana, karma, and bhakti. These are all the three paths Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna traveled. And this person, he noticed it and he admitting it. It was a very early time. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, most of the people, they were not knowing about him. And for them, he was only nothing but a priest in the Kali temple. Of course, he was a priest, but priest doesn't mean just taking money and doing some rituals. No. From that profession, he took him up in such a wonderful way that prayer and meditation and austerity, and slowly, slowly, he was transformed. Of course, he was God, but he showed that a human can become like that. Those who are worshipping, if they are really, really sincere, then a time will come, they will be in the realm of joy and happiness. So that Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he took the path of jnana, he took the path of knowledge, and also he took the path of devotion. We apparently see that he is a devotee, but actually he was a jnani, he was a karma yogi, he was a dhyani too. And we know now and then he is going into deep samadhi. So we can understand what kind of yogi he was. Sri Ramakrishna laughed. He admitted it. When we really understand an avatara, that means that person has really developed his spiritual life. Otherwise, it is impossible. Either they will be blindfolded and they will be developing a cult and they just believe in that. Oh, this is this, and all the stories about the particular person. So they will go on. But what is the way to understand whether he was truly a religious person, a God himself? When you are following a human being, is he a real God or just he is a sadhaka? We do not understand that. So we think he is also God, and he, in that way, he is thinking. Then what happens? Andhanaiva niyamana yatanda, a blind person leading another blind. That happens. So he is mentioning, and he laughed. Dr. Sharkar took his leave. Afterwards we'll come to know, I don't know whether we'll be reaching there today or not, but he was not liking this gentleman. Sharkar was, that he was beginning his spiritual journey, so he was not ready to accept all this, but anyway he left. It was evening, the first night after the full moon. Why our Master Maharshi recorded this? After the full moon, that night is also all lighted. So in those days, it was very important. There was no street lights, no electricity. So obviously, the people has to go back. If there is a moonlight, that was a good time, good light for them. So they used to utilize that too. So he is mentioning, Sri Ramakrishna stood up. All people are slowly leaving because it is in evening, afterwards it will be dark. So they are slowly leaving. Sri Ramakrishna stood up, lost in samadhi. So the jnani, karma yogi, bhakta, and a yogi also. And the last stage of a yoga is samadhi. Once a person gets that samadhi, one time in his life, that is enough. But this samadhi is nothing for Sri Ramakrishna. Now and then, again and again, almost everywhere. And what is this samadhi? Forgetting the situation, forgetting the body, is merging with the higher thoughts. Sri Ramakrishna stood up, lost in samadhi. Nityagopal stood beside him in a reverent attitude. He was alert because Sri Ramakrishna is not having the body consciousness. Even the breathing is to stop, like a stone statue is to stand. He should not fall. So the devotees is to be careful. Here now the Nitya Gopal, young man with a strong body, he was standing at the back of Sri Ramakrishna, by the side of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. If anything such happened, immediately he can help, he can catch his body. Sri Ramakrishna took his seat. Nitya Gopal was stroking his feet. Devendra, Kalipada, and many other devotees were seated by his side. Sri Ramakrishna to the devotee, my mind tell me that Nitya Gopal's present state will undergo a change. The Sri Ramakrishna is an avatar. He is establishing the dharma, but not by killing and annihilating the bad people. Because it is the Kali Yuga, the Tama in every human's mind, every human. So if you like to punish them, kill them, the whole society will be wiped out. No. Here the Lord God, in the form of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he has taken another method. What is that method? It's not killing them, but transforming them. This is the uniqueness in Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And he who was Rama, he who was Krishna, now is as Sri Ramakrishna. The same three took different methods to establish dharma. And in this present age, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is transforming the minds of the people. So Nitya Gopal, he was a little, as we have read about him, the Nitya Gopal, he was a little, like a young person as they were. So they, a little bit of, all the time, wants to do everything quickly, like that. So Sri Ramakrishna noticed his mind is changing. He mentioned that his mind is undergoing change. His entire mind will be concentrated on me. Look at it, this word. The Sri Ramakrishna, he never used to say me and mine. But here, before everyone, he is mentioning Nitya Gopal's entire mind is concentrated on me. And immediately, the next line he is mentioning, on him, H capital, that means that Supreme Being who dwells in me. This is the uniqueness of Sri Ramakrishna. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja. Bhagavan Krishna said. Immediately a group of people, they said, Krishna is the only God and there is no other gods. So don't believe them, believe only Krishna. And those who are not believing, they are going to go to hell. Not only that, after that was okay, they are going to hell. But they will go on criticizing them and then going on telling against them and all that. But anyway, that is another scenario. So here we find the Sri Ramakrishna explaining, it is not the Krishna with the flute that he is mentioning come to me. It is the Krishna who realized and who said, I am everywhere. All beings are nothing but me. Criticizing any being is criticizing God in different form. Hearting any being, hearting that God. So that is Advaita. That is the oneness. Jesus said, I am the path. And that means what? Again, another group, Jesus is the only God, Jesus is the only path. If they are not following the Jesus, then they are, so go and beat them. And what is this? The misunderstanding is okay, you have misunderstood. But why then that misunderstanding creating problem in the society? So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is the answer. Immediately he is mentioning, his mind is concentrating on me. Who is this me? Then he said, on him, H capital means the Supreme Being, the Supreme God, who dwells in me. It is not the physical body of the avatara, but the consciousness which is manifested and the maximum way within him. That consciousness. Don't you see how sorry. Don't you see how Narendra's whole mind is being drawn towards me? Narendra never believed Sri Ramakrishna. And he used to go on examining, testing whether, and then now he is mentioning Narendra's mind is also coming towards him. Concentrating on Sri Ramakrishna. Many people, they say, I like Krishna, Kali, so can I take the name of, they like to come to take Diksha from me, but they will be, I like Kali, I like Shiva. But Sri Ramakrishna is the embodiment of all gods and goddesses. So if you leave the biography of Sri Ramakrishna and also this gospel of Sri Ramakrishna and try to understand in depth, you will understand here is a personality who manifested as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, who was nothing but love and unselfishness. His only purpose was to encourage people to follow the path of righteousness to reach God. Then he is mentioning over here, master to the devotee. My mind tells me the Nitya Gopal. Many of the devotees were taking their leave. Sri Ramakrishna stood up. Referring to japa, he said to a devotee, japa means silently repeating God's name in solitude. I read the line again. Japa means silently repeating God's name in solitude. When you chant His name with single-minded devotion, you can see God's form and realize Him. So this is the unique teaching of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, and very simple. If you take the name of God from any guru, what is the guru that we are? The human guru. The one person has written that my guru has done something wrong, and there is a quote from Sri Ramakrishna, even if my guru is doing wrong, he is Chaitanya. This Chaitanya means the true God. And the human body, if he is doing something wrong, if you can understand that you won't get much help from him, better to avoid. So, and that is better in that way. But the actual guru is the supreme being, that God himself. The guru means Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Reva Param Brahma, all pervasive consciousness, Tashmai Sri Gurave Namaha. The human, they may make mistake, then you can avoid if you don't like, but you can devote to God. So that is the main thing. That is why it is better always to check the parampara, the tradition that is coming down, whether they are truly having the real, the pedigree, as they say, to go and search for in some pits. So similarly, parampara. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he received the instruction directly from the Ma Kali and also from the Krishna and all gods and goddesses and the Brahman that he realized. Now this Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna in human form, he is giving the power mantra diksha to Ma Sharadamani Devi and Swami Vivekananda, Brahmananda, Turiyananda, others. Now they are giving the same power to the next generation. The first generation, then comes the second generation. We are the third generation. From them, majority of the Ramakrishna Mission Swamis. So this is the Guru Parampara. This is the lineage. So obviously the mantra that is coming down, so that is coming from the God himself. If you don't like that particular person afterwards, it doesn't matter. But have the faith. And from distance you say, okay, he may not be behaving properly, but he is having this. Majority you will find, if they are having the good, that parampara, the lineage that is there, they will never do anything wrong. Never. You may think that they are angry, they are behaving like this, that is all human things that is there, but actually they are really, really good. So better concentrate on the mantra, and then if you are not liking that, not at all satisfied, better to take the separate mantra. Go to the another guru whom you like, then tell him the truth and say, I am not satisfied. If the guru permits, accepts you, then you have to write that mantra and give it in the water, flowing water in a river. That is the way they think. It goes back, then you can accept another guru in the fresh way. But don't change again and again. Otherwise, your concentration won't be there. You don't develop not much time is left. So Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning the practice of the japa. And what is the japa? Name of the God. But there must be a speciality. You just think a name of God and then do. No, it is not. It's called putita. Putita means is sandwiched. That name, the holy name, come in the beginning there is a word, at the end also there is a word. This is very important. And that is sandwiching the main holy name of the Lord. So this is the way the mantra comes down, and know for sure Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is the embodiment of that purity. He is full of love, he is full of unselfishness. There is nothing, no the desire for him to get the name, fame or anything, nothing. Only he wants to see that we are happy. Happy how? By going back to the source. And how it is possible? Believing, understanding and practicing. These are the three ways. So japa is the best way. Why? Because you are having something which you can hold on to and which you can go on repeating. And when you are repeating the mantra silently, not loudly, and when you are silently repeating, it goes down deep to your mind. If you are thinking other thoughts, if your mind is going different places, you can repeat the mantra loudly. So when you are repeating the mantra loudly, your mind is going in different places. So obviously the proper effect won't come. But if you are silent and in the secluded place where no other people are there, that means you are not showing off. And you are going on repeating the name of God, that those words will be within your mind. You can see them. They're floating as if in the bright letters. And that means your mind is concentrated. And that is important. When your mind is completely separated from the worldly objects, including your personal presence, your body, then your mind is purified. And what is the purification? Free from the contact of the worldly objects. That is the purification. The moment it is purified, immediately the revelation of the truth, the God, because you want to see a particular God, particular form, maybe Krishna, maybe Rama, maybe Durga, maybe Kali, maybe Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, that form will immediately it will reveal. So that is the reason Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said that japa means silently repeating God's name in solitude. When you chant His name with single-minded devotion, you can see God's form. Which form of God? Whatever form you love, you like, you want to see. That is your choice. Ultimately, you will find that God and you are the same. That is another step, and that's called the merging with the God, divinity. And that is called knowledge. In the devoted path, devotion, the dualistic path also, one can go to that one absolute knowledge. I and my Father in heaven are one. That is the ultimate knowledge. As long as you are thinking God is separate, I am separate, the duality existing, and wherever there is duality, there is fear. I may lose my God. The God may not be happy today, may be happy tomorrow, and in different way we may think, but ultimately when we are thinking that God and me are the same, I can mix with God, then you become God yourself. And how you will feel? Only happiness, only joy, and there will remain nothing. The happiness, the ultimate experience, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, that happiness is so tremendous. The people, those who are meditating, they don't like to open their eyes. They like to merge into that condition. And as a result, they forget to eat and drink and caring for the body. And ultimately in 21 days, their body fall up like a dry leaf. They die. There needs other people to help them to eat. So that is the condition of the joy, of that supreme joy. But when you are talking with God and thinking about God and merging with the God, and then again, if God wills, you may come down, you may come back, and living in the society, but constantly going back to that supreme bliss. How? Through japa only. The japa is not an ordinary thing. Constantly, Ma Sharadamani Devi, he mentioned, what you say, that the name of God is only name? How can you say that? With that name, you can realize that God. And that is true. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna Dev, he is mentioning, Shuddha Atma, Ishwarer Janne Bakul, Taka, Sharir, Shuk, এসবের দিকে মন নেই, তাদের আমি ভালোবাসি. In Bengali Kathamrita, it is there. He said, the pure soul, Shuddha Atma, Ishwarer Janne Bakul, very eager to realize God, and Taka Sharir Shuk, and the money, the wealth, and for the pleasure of the body, physical enjoyment, is not caring about that. I like and love those souls. So whom God love? These only. Whether it's a rich man having great certificate from the different university, is a great speaker, very good looking, that doesn't matter at all. These two quality, is not having any attachment for the body, and second, this is negative, and positive, an extreme desire to realize God, and God likes them. And another, he said, I'm going on taking the name of God, but at the same time going on thinking about the Kama and Kanchana, the last and the gold, then you cannot expect the proper result. You cannot expect. In this Hindi, as they say, Jaha Kam Taha Nahi Ram. If you have the desire, you don't get the God. Jaha Ram Taha Nahi Kam. Where there is God, there is no desire. So no, it is impossible. Sometimes some people, they think that in the name of God, I can do this, I can do that. No, you cannot. It is impossible. And sometimes we deceive ourselves. Friends, this is very, very important. Whatever religion that you are following, whatever language you are following, it doesn't matter at all. Whatever path you are following, that also up to you. But the only thing that really, really necessary is a true love for God. Bakulata. Bakulata means a complete love for God. God, I only love you. And second, when I am loving God, I am not caring for the money or the social recognition. Thank you, friends. Let the blessings of God be always with us, and let we truly realize God in this very life. Thank you. Ask the question.
So the first question is from Birendra Mojumdar. He's saying, today is Mahasaptami here. Why is my mind getting disturbed by all the surroundings? How can I cry for Holy Mother?
See, that is, the surroundings will be always like that. And in the olden times, the rishis, they used to be in the jungle, the full of different type of animals. So the anxiety was there. They're meditating under a tree, then there'll be a tiger. So surroundings will always be there. And if you notice that there was not a single the moment where the world will help you. No, that is not possible. You have to help yourself. You have to take the resolution. Whatever is happening, it will go on. Previously it has happened. In today this is happening, and the next future it will happen. So I should not disturb my mind. If you are a true devotee, you have to withdraw your mind and then concentrate. That is the only way. Thank you.
Ananta Swami is asking, am I correct that without God's blessing we cannot realize Him? So if so, how do we know we are on the right path of realizing Him?
See, without God's blessings, you cannot. That's true. That's 100% truth. But at the same time, God is like our Father. But if we are going on calling on God, searching for Him, God Himself will come. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna gave the example. Even a baby who cannot speak properly, even can't pronounce the Papa or Baba or Father, and whatever sound that he is making and searching for the Father, Father will understand the baby is searching me. He himself will come and pick the baby up on his lap. So have that faith and then go on calling on God, repeating His holy name, praying to Him, and serving others who they need your help as you are helping the God. So you will see that blessings of God is coming. How will you understand that? You will understand that a joy is coming within your mind. Whatever may be the situation, you are feeling happy. You are always calm and tranquil. So you are not attached and affected by the changing of the society. So by that way you can. You must be knowing the story of the Dhruva and Prahlada, that great devotees. The Dhruva, he was trying to find the God and he was not knowing how. He was going on crying only in a jungle. Then a guru came in the form of Sri Narada. Then he gave him the mantra, you sit over here and pray like this way. And ultimately he realized that great Vishnu. So it is possible. So just have faith and go on praying to Him, and other thing leave on Him. He is truth and He will surely keep His words. Thank you.
Murlidharan is asking, there are separate Gayatri mantras for various devatas like Vishnu, Rudra, Durga, Surya. Is that true? First question. Second, is there a Gayatri mantra for realizing Brahman? If yes, what it is?
Gayatri is a prayer, the Vedic prayer. So that is another Bhuvasha like that. It is praying to the sun god. What is the sun? It is the light. What is light? It is symbol of knowledge. So knowledge gives you ultimate freedom. What is that knowledge? I am not this body and mind. I am the consciousness. So the Gayatri mantra is that which will give you the knowledge to understand that you are the Supreme Brahman. But as we are discussing today, if you have listened to that, there are three paths. Raj Marg is there. What are three? One path, as you were mentioning, that you are depending on the path of knowledge. Another two are there. One is Karma Yoga, another is Bhakti Yoga. Those two, like the Bhakti Yoga, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna suggested many a times that at this age, in the Kali Yuga, it is Naradiya Bhakti that one should follow. What is the Naradiya Bhakti? Understanding clearly my goal and following there with devotion. And whatever action I am taking, doing, performing, should be given to the God. That means the knowledge, then the devotion, and also the karma, all three clubbed together at this Misra Yoga, union of the three yogas, that leads to the ultimate goal in the Kali Yuga. Tad arpita akhila acharata, Narada said in his aphorisms, give everything at the feet of God, whatever you do. Tad, that means that God, it is not he or she, it is a consciousness. Tad, arpita, offering. Akhila, all, everything. Acharata, the action that I do. Tasmin, and then this is the work I am submitting to Him, that God, the Supreme Being, because I know except that nothing is there. the knowledge and action. Then comes the bhakti. Tad, Bishmarane. When I forget that Supreme Being, I really feel as if a fish out of water. Tad Bishmarane Parama Bhakulata. A fish out of water. I am something that is choking my throat. So that way if I feel, that means so much of eagerness to realize God, you will realize God. Thank you.
Ananta Swami is saying, here in this context, does Gayatri mean should be taken as light or Gyan?
Light is the symbol of jnana. In Hindu functions, not only Hindu, almost in many other religion also, we are kindling a light, that lighting a lamp and all. Why? The symbol of knowledge. The moment the light comes, the darkness goes away and we can see, we can understand. Similarly, when the knowledge comes, all our ignorances go away. Ignorance about the body, about or many other things associated with me and mine, and then I see the truth. That's why light is the symbol of knowledge. Thank you. Any other things?
Kamal Chaudhary is asking, I read somewhere that japa should merge with natural breathing cycle. Could you please comment on this? Is that necessary?
See, different gurus, they give different way explanation. As Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, silently, with one-pointed devotion, if you are taking the name of God, that is called japa. One-pointed devotion means you see nothing but those mantras or the God whose name you are repeating. That's all. What happens then? This is the whatever process, whatever different gurus they say. One thing is sure, you have to forget the surroundings, including your own physical body, that I am taking the name of God. It is as if automatically it is going on, coming up and up. So the moment you can do that, you can realize the Brahman, realize the God. So whatever they say, Guru, it doesn't matter at all. If you like it, follow it. And how you will follow, it is up to you. But I would say, when you are taking the name of God, concentrate on those letters. That will help you to forget other things.
Srima Vishwas is asking, if someone I love does not obey God's order, what can we do?
Sima, actually in this, our religious journey, there is no father, mother, friend, brother, sister, nothing. So don't worry about the others. Each and every one goes according to their karma phala. We come together and think that we are sister, brother, husband, wife, friend, relations. We think. But the soul, individual soul, they are all traveling according to their own karma phala. And Shankaracharya in his Vivek Chudamani, he mentioned, if a father has taken the loan, then his son or any other can pay back the loan, helping the father. But if the father has committed any sin, no one can take that responsibility. It is that particular person who has committed the sin has to suffer. So don't worry about that. Pray for that particular person you love and you are concerned about, but you practice your own religion, own practices of spirituality. Thank you.
Vamana Deva, he is asking, Sri Ramakrishna said one should want God like a drowning man wants air. How can a devotee balance this extreme need and not be burned out in practice?
That is true. So that's why this is the ultimate, You need not to practice and you won't be able to practice in that way, as because you have the responsibilities in the mind. In the mind, you are feeling that I have my responsibility. I have family, I have children, I have friends, I have relatives. Then obviously, don't worry. Perform your duties. And every time, every day, try to give that at the feet of God. God, you have kept me in this situation, in this position, and whatever I am performing, I am going to the office. At the end of the month, I am earning some money and then giving that money for the support of my family and the society that I am offering to you mentally. And if you go on practicing with the faith, the God is listening and observing you. A time will come at the maybe at the end of your life when you will that thing will come. You will just dedicate everything to God, including yourself, forgetting all this. So that blessed moment will come with the blessings of God if you go on practicing all through your life, dedicating everything now at the feet of God. That means remembering the presence of God. That will help you. Thank you.
Premalata is asking, are we allowed to do recite or practice other mantras along with the japa mantra?
It is better not to, but recitation is okay. Taking different type of bhajans, singing different type of bhajans, and the words of the bhajans that lift your mind, and by that way, that is good. And and then maybe there's some of the other things are also okay. But main, whatever the mantra you have received from your guru, that is your Ishta Devata and that is your main mantra. And don't forget that. And this is very, very important. And you should practice that as maximum as possible. And then your mind will be concentrated. Otherwise, you know what happened? Our mind is very clever. It likes to deceive and then say, oh, it is okay. Today is the Shiva day. Let us chant Shiva. And tomorrow, hey, this is the Kali day. Let us Kali. So, good. But at the same time, you are not focusing. Your concentration should be on one God, and not that we are hating other gods and goddesses. We accept them, we respect them, but my focus is on this particular God I have chosen, given by my Guru. So that strengthens the spiritual life. Thank you, friends, and thank you for your wonderful questions. And I'm really, really happy that you are seriously listening, and it seems you are seriously practicing also. Today is a very holy day. All over the world, the Hindus, those who believe, they are following the Saptami, Ashtami, Tithi, and Durga Puja, and also and that Navaratri, for the preparation for the Navaratri is also going on. Navaratri, I think today is the 6th, 7th day, 7th night. So let the power which we know about as Goddess Durga bless us all. You know, the Durga means the one who removes all our difficulties. Durga Ma. So that difficulty is nothing but ignorance. There's a beautiful story that there was a person, a bad person. So he actually snatched all the power from the good people, the devatas, and when in his rule, he stopped all education. No one should get any education. Education is not necessary. You just live like that. You know, any tyrant rulers, the first thing they will do, they will take out the education and they will say it is not necessary. This language learning, it's not necessary. This that is not necessary. Only by that way they make the whole population very weak. When you are not educated, you don't understand anything. Whatever they say, some people and those who are rulers, you have to follow that. So ignorance is the weakness for the human society. Knowledge is the strength of human society. So they lost strength. So they went to the Lord Shiva and his power, and that power was Goddess Durga. And Durga, the power, when saw that they are very lean and thin and weak, he fed them with 14 different items of food. The first, you should eat properly. As Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, empty stomach, you cannot practice religion. So you should be strong physically, mentally stable, then you have to fight with. The Ma Durga fought, defeated that demon who was Durga Ma, and who stopped giving all education and started giving education to everyone in the society. Strength came back, is called Durga. The human being, that is, strength is education. So that is very, very important. So let that knowledge dawn on us, we become really strong and spiritually elevated. Let us chant this mantra and we conclude. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram Parameshamidhyam Tam Rama Krishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu.